Hello, hi. Welcome to my show, Mindshift Talks with Sayyid Arif. Today we have a special guest, Ramandeep Walia. She is a highly qualified and most successful woman and very good life coach with an expertise in human relationship issues. Hi, Ramandeep. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hello. Hello, Sayyid Arif. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you? How are things?
I'm very well. Thank you so much. It's a privilege and a great honor for me to be here with you. I have seen you grow so well, and I was always looking forward to meet you. But probably the pandemic has, limited and restricted our movement. And I'm so happy that you've planned something like this so that we can meet and share our views on each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for having today on this show. So, Ramandeep, what are your thoughts on wife and husband healthy relationship in person's life? How is it important in a person life?
Oh my God, this is one of the most controversial topics you picked up today and universally applicable to everybody, I feel.
Yeah,
Husband and wife relationship, people have different views, they have, different opinions about this particular topic. It's quite sensitive, but what I can do is I can give you my own perspective. I belong to a very traditional family and I belong to a state which is, bound by traditions and cultures, which is Punjab. And many times people have a very orthodox view about this. But I have lived a very, I would say, a traditionally modern life. And I've been blessed to, have been born in a family where there's no difference between a boy and a girl. And I was equally more lucky to have a husband who could understand me and the desires of a woman.
okay.
And the best thing here, what I have seen in my relationship and which I would tell people to have is trust, liberty, and freedom. Generally, these are the prerogatives of a man. But if a woman also gives this to her husband and a husband gives it vice versa, it is very helpful. I would give you an example like, generally it is expected that a woman has to give all the freedom to a man so that he can go wherever he wishes. She should
Yeah,
not question him.
yeah,
She should do whatever he wants to do. There is no restriction for a man's movement, but everything is applicable to a woman. But
mm,
in my case, my husband gave me a total freedom to do whatever I wish to.
okay,
He has given me the liberty to stand wherever I wish to. And
okay.
moreover, he trusts me so much that he knows that whatever I will be doing will be for my benefit and for the benefit of people at large. So I believe if you give, even if the husband gives that kind of trust and freedom to a wife, relationship is sure to go along.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I really like your perspective. So the next question is like, as per your experience, why women perspective not to be similar to the man perspective, especially those in the relationship? So what women seek most in their husband, or what husband should do more to make their wife happy?
A woman's perspective is very, very different from a man's. There are so many changes, different. Why there is difference? There are biological differences, there are mental differences, psychological differences. A man is supposed to behave in a particular manner, and a woman is supposed to behave in her own unique way. That is the reason why, these two sexes are individualistic in their qualities also. So we should not expect a man to behave like a woman. It is very obvious. But as a woman, I know most of the women, in fact, I would say everyone, wants an unending attention, care, and pampering from a husband. You know, uh, we are attention seekers, and there is nothing wrong in that because you have left your family, you've left your siblings, your friends, and you're into a completely new world. So you want that, at least an unending attention is there, an unending care is there. So that is why, a man's perspective is different from that of a woman.
Wow, wow, that's wonderful. I never thought in this way. when I get married, the first year of my marriage, like something like my mentality and my wife's mentality was not matching, and I was wondering why this was happening. What is the reason for happening all this? So now I came to know the perspective, like human perspective, like especially wife and husband perspective. It's different, and they are different kind of different type of personality. I agree. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing that.
yeah, and you will also see that a woman, when she gets into a new family, she has around 5, 6, 7 new people to deal with.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the family has just got that one person.
yeah.
So you know there comes the difference. A woman has to adjust with 5, 6 different peoples, all having different qualities, different bent of mind, different attitude. So that is why I believe she needs a little bit more attention and care so that she can adjust into the family.
Wow, wow. Thank you. In my observation, like I have seen that most successful women end up having trouble in their relationship. So, is there any connection between success and relationship in your views?
Definitely, it is a myth that a working woman does not have a good family relationships or otherwise. But what I expect is that we have to create a particular balance. And more to say, I believe women are born managers. You know, you could see that. A woman is never sent to an academy to learn how to manage a house, how to manage children. Even a small thing like, doing up the wardrobes of the complete family, it is something which shows her managerial skills. So, a woman who's a born manager can definitely manage her work and home in a very good manner. So, it is just that you need to see that, God gifted quality in you. What some women fail to do is, they underestimate this quality of them. They feel that they are bound. I would not say that, they have to put in extra effort. They definitely have to put in double the effort. But come on, ladies, you are born managers. You have lived that life so well. So why can't you create a balance? It is just that you need to peep into yourself and realize that the manager in you is always there. Maybe sleeping sometimes, but it just has to be woken up so that it can manage both the lives together.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I like your perspective. So, Ramandeep, you are a published author. I believe you are a published author and you are a bestseller author in Amazon. You have written a book. May I know what is this book all about?
Wow, it was a dream for me to write this book. And the name of my book is Boom to World: Journey of an Egg. You must be thinking there's so many people who've written about the life of an egg or the fetus inside a mother's womb. But this is a little different because it touches the hidden feelings, the untouched subjects of a father. Many people, they write what a mother goes through while those 9 months of pregnancy, both physical as well as psychological and mental imbalances that she has while carrying the child. But I'm sorry to say, nobody has thought of the father. We always say that mother is approaching motherhood. Why do we forget that the father is also approaching fatherhood? There are so many storms, so many tsunamis inside him, which people just don't realize. There are anxieties, there are insecurities, there is this, hidden doubt that will I be able to provide for the child in the best possible manner? Will I be able to be a good dad to my son or my daughter, whoever is going to be born? So there are so many different things, a father goes through, and we hardly care to bother. So my book unfolds, those hidden feelings, unspoken feelings of a father through the eyes of the fetus, or the egg inside the womb.
Wow, wow, that's an interesting story. Even for me, it's like your topic is the very rare topic. Like I saw, like growing up, like everyone talks about the hurdles and the struggle of mother, but no one talks about the father, like what fathers go through the situation or a hard time in his life to bring up a child. So your topic, it's really touched my heart, and very less people, like very rare people will come up such kind of topic. I really like this. What are your hobbies, other hobbies than this, like writing book or dealing with relationship issues? um, for person's life?
I've all through my life been a helper. Unknowingly, I've always helped people. It might be because, I've had a little troubled childhood. My dad was an alcoholic addict. And I did not know, when I just started helping people, maybe unconsciously. And that is what, helped me take this up as a profession. So, understanding human psyche, and understanding what is the problem that people are going through and making my best to make people comfortable, and especially understanding those talents which God has given to them is something which I try to nurture in people. And other than that, even I've got a naughty, a childlike quality in me. So I love to dance whenever I get free time. I love painting. And, my motherly instincts, they take me to the kitchen to cook whenever, I want to. It's a stress buster, cooking for me. So, yeah, I love doing that also.
Wow, wow. So what is your dream in your life?
When I was a little child, I would always think, I want to be famous. I want people to know me, but I didn't know how would that happen. By God's grace, within my family or within the people who know me, they know what I am and what I do. But I wanted myself to be a brand name. And when I started coaching people, by God's grace, I got a very good result. And I have been able to create a name for myself. But that one dream, of making myself a brand is still a little distant. I want the day to come when, people think about motivational speaker or a life coach. They Google and my name pops up there at the first. So that is what my dream is, to make myself a brand image.
I'm also truly impressed by your qualities. What I see, like you are a highly qualified woman with right mindset. So I really I used to follow your Facebook and YouTube channel, and I used to see all your talks and everything. It really amazed me. So thank you so much for bringing all this and sharing your experience with the world. So I have another question. Like I just want to know, what are your greatest strengths and weaknesses?
Okay. See, just like a normal human being, I've got my weaknesses also. My biggest weakness is, at times I procrastinate things. I put in maybe tomorrow I'll do it or day after tomorrow I'll do it. So, yes, I've worked a lot on that so that I can keep my focus intact and do not delay things. That is one of my biggest problem, and I have worked on it. My biggest strength is definitely, there are three people in my life whom I consider my biggest friends. One is my dad, because he has moved from hell to heaven. He was an addict, and how he fought that disease and emerged as a successful man is because of he inspires me, and he's my biggest strength. I look on him. My husband, who has given me unconditional support to do whatever I wish to. And my sons, they are more than a friend to me, and they help me to understand the psyche of teenagers and the youth of today. And their thinking is very different from us. I would not say we have a generation gap, but they definitely teach me a lot, and I do not shy away from learning from them. Many people, they say, who are the kids or who is the younger generation to teach us, but I believe that they are my biggest teachers, because I see them living their life and try to understand the difference what I have lived and what they are living. So yes, these three people are definitely my greatest strengths, and I can always rely on them.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It's really good to hear. So, being a strong woman, what message would you like to give to a new moms or would be moms around the world?
Okay, see, to be very honest, it is said that when you become a new mom, there'll be people giving you advices and suggestions. And the best is not to listen to anybody, because this is a very unique journey. Each woman experiences it in her own way. So, what I would say is go by your instincts, because a mother's instincts can never be wrong. It is a big thing that, it is said that God could not be present everywhere, so he sent mother on earth. And it is actually very true. Though the machines and scans and ultrasounds have come in now, But think about times, maybe 50 years before this. That time, such technological advancements were not there, and a mother's instincts were the only things which helped the child to grow. So I would tell all the new mothers, go by your instincts. Your instincts can never be wrong because they are direct signals from God, and progress towards motherhood. You will be the best mom, I tell you.
Thank you so much, and I'm very much happy to have you on the show, and thank you for your thoughts. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me. And you're working towards a very good cause. I wish and pray that God helps you so that you are able to break the barriers people have about relationships or any kind of a problem they have in their mind. You are there to help them out, and it's a privilege and a real honor for me to be a part of your show. Thanks for having me. God bless you. Take care. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.